This is the story of the Allosaurus, the dinosaur. The old Allosaurus could not move as quickly as she used to. Finding food was not as easy as it had been in the past. There were also more of her own kind on the lookout for large creatures to kill and eat. And the wind and rain lashed at the countryside. So heavy was the rain that the old Allosaurus had difficulty seeing where she was going. Suddenly the wind changed direction, and it became stronger. The rain turned to hail, and the large hailstones made the old dinosaur's eyes watered, and she held her head down. At the beginning of the onset of the storm, most of the other dinosaurs had taken shelter. The young birds had climbed to the nearest trees, and Diplodocus, the large dinosaur, had taken shelter in the thicket. The old Allosaurus was so hungry that she plodded on her way. She could not even see where she was going. Head down, to avoid the hailstones, she moved forward. She was stopped in her tracks as she walked along into a tree. Her massive form made the whole trunk tremble when she banged into it. Up in a fork in the tree, an Archaeopexio, which is a bird, was disturbed, but held on tightly. The storm was short-lived, and the black clouds went and were gone, and in their place bright sunshine flooded the earth. The old Allosaurus felt better. Already other creatures had come out from their sheltering places, and they were on the move again. Poor, she looks old. It was a long time since Allosaurus had a good meal. She had taken some lizards and some small mammals. However, these weren't going to be enough to satisfy her hunger, and she kept moving. Her belly ached from lack of food. The old creature looked around her. She saw a Diplodocus feeding in the distance, and there was also a Stegosaurus close by. She even noticed a Brontosaurus coming from behind a large bush. So there's all three of them. The dinosaur paused for a moment. She knew from past experience that Diplodocus might be easier to attack than the Bronto, and she certainly wanted to avoid Stegosaurus with his large plates. She made up her mind. She moved slowly at first, but as the pangs of hunger increased, she hastened her steps a little bit. Allosaurus saw Diplodocus move away as it fed. Stegosaurus was much nearer, yet Stegosaurus with its plated armor would be difficult to attack, and the old Allosaurus realized that the creature would be too strong for her. So it looks like she's going to end up with just a Bronto. Allosaurus decided to lead the Stegosaurus to its food hunting activities. She changed direction, hoping to approach the Diplodocus without being seen. There was plenty of cover from nearby trees, and Allosaurus made for those. Look, she's sneaking up on the Diplodocus. She kept the Diplodocus in view, and as she approached, she caught sight of the Brontosaurus, and that was even closer too. She changed her course again. The Brontosaurus was too busy eating to notice, and as Allosaurus sneaked over and walked over several tree trunks which had fallen in the wind, the sound of her feet crashing into them disturbed a bird, an Archaeopexio. It let out a warning call. Ah! Ah! This was picked up by the other birds on the ground and in the tree. Ah! 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 Both Diplodocus and Brontosaurus heard the alarm cries. They looked up from their eating, and they saw that Allosaurus was approaching, and they ran off in opposite directions. Diplodocus moved quickly, but in her haste to avoid the approaching Allosaurus, it had not seen another Allosaurus hiding behind a cycas, a tree. It was too late. Diplodocus tried to avoid it, but within seconds, the second Allosaurus had spotted Diplodocus, and it moved forward ready for the kill. Diplodocus had no chance against this vicious creature. It struggled, but in spite of its great strength, its efforts were in vain. The Allosaurus had it firmly in its grips. Oh, she's gonna get eaten. The old Allosaurus' hunger pains were extreme now. The smell of fresh flesh was too much for her. She continued to move towards the feeding Allosaurus and the dead Diplodocus. See how the Diplodocus is dead now. There's its bones. He's eating it. She was still some way from the scene when the feeding Allosaurus let out a warning call. The old creature decided she did not want to push her luck and turned away. Look at she's drooling. She's so hungry. As she did, she spotted an Arpexius quietly feeding on some insects nearby. There was a little flesh on the bird, but anything would help cure the hunger pains. Allosaurus approached slowly. Then, within reach of the Arpexio, it pounced, but the old creature was not quick enough. The bird escaped and climbed up a nearby tree. Allosaurus went for the tree. The old dinosaur put its feet on it and tried to push it over, but the bird was just out of reach. The frightened bird spread its wings and glided gently down to the ground. It ran for cover as quickly as his legs could carry him. Turning around, the Allosaurus noticed now that there was a Brontosaurus, which he spotted earlier was now feeding again. She decided to approach it. There was plenty of cover. She's sneaking again. There was plenty of cover from the cycads, like little trees and bushes. Allosaurus was very cautious. So great was her hunger, she knew she must feed soon if she was going to survive. So she has to try to get that branch up. Oh no.